Hi there. So welcome to our newest module, which is mathematics and art. And hopefully you learned a little bit from the last module, which was mathematics and music. And the goal of this module is to continue that kind of thread for us of where we learn about how mathematics is a little bit more than maybe what we thought it was. So you might be thinking, how are math and art related? And that's a very obvious question and one that we should be wondering. And you might be thinking, is it just a matter of using a bunch of zeros? And it's not. And maybe it's a matter of maybe a 7, and it's not that either. And maybe it's just a bunch of 3s, just a bunch of 3s. And maybe it's about that you're going to have, oh, I don't know, some constant C. And maybe even you have 8s. You never know. You could have 8s. And maybe even throw some more zeros in. And then another C. And then another C. And then another C. And then maybe even one big 0. Well, that's definitely not what we mean when we're saying that math and art are related, although I happen to think that's extremely funny. So really, we're going to relate math and art via the kind of patterns that appear. Now, this is definitely a pattern, and I would say it's one of the most beautiful patterns that you could get out of numbers and constants and letters and symbols, but it's not what we mean. We mean something far more serious and more interesting. So it turns out that our geometry that we might have learned either in high school or just through other means is one of the key ways that we can relate art and mathematics. And really, it's some general concepts of things like proportion and constants. That's the thing that allows us to be able to connect to art in a meaningful way. So I hope as you go through these modules, we have one on symmetry, we have one on proportion and the golden ratio, a beautiful subject. We have one on fractals, we'll talk about that, and then we have one on visual illusions. All of this, actually, believe it or not, is mathematics, and I hope that you enjoy the journey.